Well, it is absolutely a pleasure in 2024 to kick off this Innovation Challenge weekend with the mighty Chicago Transit Authority. And so they are our first team up. The CTA team is, well, first I want to stop a minute and do something, and that is to make sure to introduce our national judges. So before I go to the CTA, let me get these national judges. Andrew Brennan, okay, Andrew Brennan is also the chair for our illustrious judging panel this year. And I've had well, we won't talk about all the good times, the wonderful times, but I had the pleasure of working with Andrew when I was at the MBTA, and just the tremendous, he is currently, well, for some years now, the rail and transit director for HNTB throughout the United States. Okay. We have Mr. Michael Cavett. Mr. Michael Cavett is he's coming in from Mobile, Alabama. He is a retired IT executive, but he is also, and we're really delighted, he is the new chapter of Omega Psi Phi fraternity and their STEM programs. He's also a statewide coordinator for Omega Psi Phi. So that is one of our Divine Nine. Okay, and very delighted to have him here today. The other we have is Deborah Salinas. Deborah is over all of the marketing, communications, government affairs. She is a Sacramento Regional Transit District, and absolutely delighted to have her here today. And then Terry James, everything that they are doing at Jacksonville Transportation Authority in Florida, that has everything to do with marketing, HR, all of the administrative government, the whole 9 yards. That's Terry is in there supporting, leading, and directing. And so we're just absolutely thrilled. And then we also have, and I don't see her, well, it's just that I'm limited over here, but we have Taylor Gill, and Taylor Gill is here with Metro North, okay, and brings a very interesting everybody knows a lot of stuff, but we also try to make sure we have a balance. And we're really delighted that Taylor brings in a very sharp analytical performance management type of background and experience, particularly as it relates to transportation. So you better watch all those analytics because she's here. Okay. So now I'm going to turn to this mighty CTA again. Their title is Ride Smart and Earn More, CTA TAP Transit and Perks. Okay. The challenge the CTA team proposes, it's the development of a comprehensive mobile and web application titled CTA Transit and Perks, TAP. This app integrates very novel features, including a ridership reward system that is intended to incentivize frequent CTA use via local business partnerships, ride reviewing features to amplify customer voice, collect real-time feedback, and gain new insights on customer experience, alongside a safety and cleanliness reporting tool, which is integrated with developing, oh my goodness, chat box and AI technologies. And all of this is really to empower passengers and to immediately be able to resolve safety and sanitation concerns very promptly. And then their purpose for doing it is really to empower passengers and to drive change in customer perspective, as well as to create jobs for intrepid young developers and data scientists, and to really help with unifying organizational communications and outreach, and helping to improve the bottom line, the services that link people, jobs, and communities. So with that, I am now going to introduce the members of the team. I have to acknowledge the mentors and the points of contact at the agencies. And this is what, with our local host organizations, makes up, really helps to really make everything work. We have Mr. Rovon Graham, Brian Robinson, Veronica Atlantis, and what the CTA has done, and they've done this over the last couple of years. They have numbers of partners, but the ComTO Chicago, the Chicago Conference of Minority Transportation Officials has really married with them in terms of helping to make this to make their challenge such a success. And then Natalie, I must say, one of the team members has been a big assist to them. And then we also have another team member, Jake Lang, and he is providing the technical support. I say these things because you will see that many of the agencies, part of the experience of this has been to really elevate their youth in terms of being really involved in the actual putting of everything together. So with Natalie Kindred, Natalie is a dynamic and passionate member of the Career and Leadership Development Team at CTA, and she's been there since 2019. She's a lifelong learner herself. She holds 2 master's degrees. One is in pastoral counseling from Loyola University in Chicago, and another one is in leadership and workplace conflict resolution. She's also earned graduate certificates in emotional intelligence for leaders and transformational coaching. We need to grab you, showcasing her commitment to personal and professional development. Then Jake Lang, and I had a chance to say hi to Jake last evening. He's 25 years old, just 2 years of transit experience. After completing his Master's of Public Policy at the University of Chicago, he joined the CTA as an analyst in the performance management area, and today he works as a senior analyst, and where he really wants to drive change by developing new metrics, optimizing workflows, redefining data accessibility, and managing infrastructure to support daily field operations and the customer experience. Then we have Somia Monroe. Somia is, and she just gave me her pronunciation, I hope I'm not slaughtering it, is a recent graduate of Loyola University in Chicago, where she majored in marketing, economics, and data science. Her academic journey has provided her with a really solid foundation in both creative marketing strategies and analytical data-driven decision-making. And she applies these to real world challenges and has done so during her 3-year tenure as a brand management intern at CTA. And this role has provided her with invaluable hands-on experience. Next up, we have Matthew Almendras. Matthew is a recent graduate from the University of Illinois, Chicago, with a BA in public policy. He started at the CTA as a government and community relations intern in November of 2022. He loves working on public policy and bringing people together to understand the importance of public transportation and the impact that it has on millions of people that are in the Chicago metro area. He's motivated to contribute to making public transit a more accessible and reliable service. And he really wants transit to become a people first choice for their commuters. And he's grown a lot, he said, since he's been an intern at the CTA, and that's one of the things, including the ability to actually wind up working on the challenge. Okay, and then we also have Felicity Crowder. She's going into her 4th year at the University of Illinois at Chicago. She's pursuing a Bachelor of Arts in Urban Studies and a minor in Public Policy. And she's continuing her education as a year-long Chicago Transit Authority intern in the board office. She's also been in the Comp and Benefits Department, as well as in rail operations, all of which have provided her with extremely invaluable experience that she's bringing to this to the challenge. And then in addition to that, we have our last member of the CTA team, last but not least, is Cameron Rosick, and he is a mechanical engineering student at the University of Illinois, Chicago, as well as an engineering intern for CTA's infrastructure department. He's worked in the CTA for 2 years in transit, and he's always had an appreciation for public transportation and the benefits that it really winds up bringing to everybody. So his perspective is does a lot of work with maintenance of critical infrastructure and the front line in supporting CTA service, including their subway system, He's at the 12 rail shops, the 7 bus garages, and hundreds of smaller facilities. And he really, really enjoys this. And then outside of CTA, I didn't even go through what everybody does outside. I don't know how they do it. He is the school's Formula SAE racing team, where he designs and builds and competes in student-made, of all things, race cars, okay? And he enjoys working on home projects in his own car. So at this point, we are going to take it away for the mighty CTA, and let's learn more about this TAP, CTA TAP, Transit and Perks, Ride Smart and Earn More, the Chicago Transit Authority.
I'm Matthew with the CTA's IYAI Innovation Challenge team. Safety, cleanliness, and accessibility are challenges that affect ridership for public transit systems across the nation. At the Chicago Transit Authority, or CTA, we are finding new ways to envision a transformative solution that enhances the overall transit experience for all of our riders across Chicago. The CTA Transit and Perks, or CTA TAP, is an online platform designed not only to address these core challenges, but also to add value to your daily commutes. With this all-in-one platform, riders can earn rewards for riding our buses and trains, making your transit journeys more rewarding. And to access the CTA TAP, anyone can scan the QR code on any bus or train to use its features, such as when there's a cleanliness issue on our service. This not only helps you earn points, but also helps the CTA keep its services clean and accessible. And CTA TAP's features and benefits follow wherever you are to empower your CTA experience. And at the end of your day, use the points you earn to redeem cool perks and benefits, such as with one of the CTA's local small business partners, who also support accessible and reliable public transit service for the next time you go out. The CTA TAP is more than just an all-in-one online platform. It brings public transit closer with our communities by involving public participation in keeping our services clean, safe, and dependable. And be rewarded in doing so. Through collaborations with local small businesses across Chicago, the CTA TAP fulfills the CTA's mission in connecting people with Chicago's best local restaurants and events. Ride, earn, redeem with the CTA TAP and discover a more connected city.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Scott. Team CTA, you may now share your screen to deliver your pitch presentation to the national judges. Once you are set up and ready to go, I will let my timer off and the next 15 minutes is yours. Thank you so much.
Yeah, what's up?
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Natalie Kindred, and myself and Brad Skionis acted as mentors for the CTA Innovation Team. I am thrilled to introduce you to a project that we believe will revolutionize how riders interact with public transit in Chicago, CTA Transit and TAP. Before we dive into this presentation, I'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks to the Chicago Transit Authority and its leadership, to CommonWealth Chicago, to Dr. Beverly Scott, and all those involved in organizing this innovation challenge. Your commitment to fostering new ideas and supporting the next generation of problem solvers is truly commendable. In just a few moments, you will hear from our talented team about Transit and Perks. This project represents countless hours of research, brainstorming, and dedication. It's a testament of what we can achieve when we empower our youth to tackle real-world problems. Now, if you look at this board, you'll see a QR code. I encourage you to scan this code with your smartphones. It will give you a sneak peek at the app that our team has developed. As you explore it, I hope you'll share in our excitement that we feel about its potential to transform our city's transit experience. So without further ado, I hand you over to the CTA Innovation Team to walk you through their vision for a more connected, engaged, and sustainable Chicago. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie, for the introduction. My name is Felicity, and as mentioned, we are the CTA Innovation Team. Today, we're excited to introduce Transit and Perks, or TAP, a comprehensive mobile application designed to address the challenges faced by transit industries across the nation. Now, I'll hand it over to Soumya.
Enhancing and augmenting the CTA rider experience. Our app, Transit and Perks, is designed to revolutionize urban transit by addressing critical challenges in mobility, environmental sustainability, and community engagement. We aim to encourage frequent use of CTA services by empowering both dependent and choice riders to actively participate in maintaining safety and cleanliness. Additionally, riders will enjoy a range of perks for their engagement. Through this collaborative effort, we envision a more inclusive transit experience for all CTA riders. Next, Felicity will talk about key benefits.
We have considered multiple key benefits that make TAP an asset to the CTA and the transit industry as a whole. Improved accessibility is a core feature. With a reward system and QR codes, we can appeal to a diverse group of riders. TAP will also focus on enhanced safety and cleanliness by allowing users to report issues swiftly. Through user reviews, feedback, and local partnerships, we aim to highlight rider voice through community engagement. Incentivizing and encouraging public transit use over private vehicles, supporting an overall greener environment. We plan to partner with small businesses for our rewards program, in turn, boosting local economies and encouraging ridership. And finally, TAP includes technological advances, allowing users to stay updated with AI trends both city and agency-wide. Next, Cameron will talk about TAP's safety and cleanliness reporting tools.
The purpose of these tools is to provide CTA riders with a quick and discreet way to report any safety or cleanliness concerns while going from point A to B. The Safety and Cleanliness Enhanced tool encourages passengers to promptly report safety and sanitation concerns, enabling swift response for a safer and more pleasant transit experience. AI integration will efficiently address user concerns and enhance response to customer issues by integrating the existing CTA chatbot. In addition, AI-powered detection systems can help CTA protect TAP from cases of fraud and misuse, and initial testing via pilot program will help iron out preliminary bugs. Check out this demo of our form submission process by scanning the code to explore the form for yourselves. Users begin by choosing to enter their personal information for contact purposes, followed by rail line or bus selection via drop-down menu, and additional information regarding bus location and vehicle number. Finally, the form is completed by identifying the issue type and a brief description. Posters similar to the one on the left will aid in marketing this feature. Next, Jake will talk about Rate My Ride.
Like Uber and Lyft, TAP also supports ride ratings. First, riders are prompted when entering train stations or boarding buses or after having been detected riding. Our approach streamlines the process and can be just as easily dismissed, keeping the information you want at the forefront. While rating, you can provide a rank between 1 and 5 stars. By giving 4 or fewer, you're prompted to touch on one of 4 topic areas: safety, cleanliness, operator courtesy, and service timeliness. This module provides users a direct voice, allowing us to understand rider satisfaction in real time with high detail. Paired with the forms and chatbot submissions alongside existing alert systems, TAP's tools will help define system health, giving at-a-glance notifications on how a ride is looking before you even step on board. Next, Cameron's going to walk us through the Ridership Rewards program.
The CTA TAP program brings all its features and ideas to make public transit safer, cleaner, and more engaging with the Ridership Rewards program. The purpose of this program is to get people excited about riding public transit by gamifying the experience with points and rewards. With the Ridership Rewards program, riders will benefit from being more meaningfully and rewardingly engaged with CTA, earning redeemable points and building stronger connections with businesses and organizations that choose to partner with us. Partners then receive valuable patronage and advertisement for their offerings with the millions that ride CTA. Matthew will tell us more about how this program works.
Thank you, Cameron. So how does the program work? When riders sign up with the CTA TAP Rewards, they'll automatically earn 10 points from the start. From there, riders can, of course, earn points by riding the CTA. Points are earned by paying regular fares for trains and buses, or by purchasing passes, each of which earns you one point for every $1 spent on the pass. For free and reduced fare riders, these benefits translate the same. All earnings are relative to the full fare product value, helping to encourage any rider to consider purchasing a pass and plan their commute around the CTA.
Keeping the CTA reliable, safe, and clean requires all of our participation. And we want to encourage riders to be proactive in informing us what we're doing right and wrong, and whether there is a safety or cleanliness concern. That's why riders are rewarded with points for rating their ride, reporting a safety or cleanliness incident, and helping the CTA along the way. And the more often you ride the CTA, the more you will be rewarded. The reward milestone aspect of the program gamifies ridership in a fun and even competitive way for riders to engage with and be a part of the CTA. As you earn a badge, you will also earn 5 points. For example, if you ride the CTA during New Year's, a time when many people will be in Chicago, you'll earn an additional 5 points for that day and achieve the Happy New Year badge. This badge is something you can show off to your friends and family that may have chosen not to ride the CTA that day. After earning your points, it'll be time to redeem them. We came up with different tiers of rewards ranging from a single-day pass for 25 points to a 30-day pass for 450 points. However, community partnership is an important and huge part of the CTA TAP, and we want to promote small business and events around our beautiful cities. The CTA connects people with Chicago, and our proposed rewards reflect that commitment. The example here for 150 points, a local business discount can mean 50% off at your favorite restaurant, like Saigon Sisters, a popular restaurant that CTA employees love to eat at. Or for 250 points, this can mean discounted tickets at the next Blackhawks games to watch Connor Bedard. These are cool and exciting incentives that riders can be rewarded with, and Felicity will tell you more about how the CTA TAP will be implemented.
Full steam ahead, implementing TAP. Now that we've discussed the components of TAP, I will now touch on our proposed implementation process. Our TAP rollout plan is divided into 6 phases. The first 3 phases will total approximately 1.5 years and covers app development, which will focus on creating user-friendly interfaces and key backend integrations. Next is the pilot program, which will be launched in specific neighborhoods with an emphasis on collaborating with marginalized communities and incorporating youth input. We also have a contingency phase, which will be used to refine features and troubleshoot based on feedback received from the pilot program. The final 3 phases, spanning a year, include resource and talent attainment by hiring specialized staff and interns, local business formation by partnering with minority-owned businesses, where applications will be accepted on a rolling basis, and finally, full deployment, launching the app on all CTA bus and train routes with feedback loops for continuous improvement. Now, Soumya will discuss marketing strategies and tactics.
Marketing is essential for introducing our innovative app and highlighting its benefits. Our strategies include placing QR codes on buses and trains to direct riders to our website, allowing for easy reporting and access to rewards. And we plan to place advertisements at terminals highlighting how to sign up for TAP. These advertisements will also feature real-time safety and route updates to keep passengers informed and engaged. Additionally, we will collaborate with local businesses through a sign-up system on the Transit and Perks website and engage at community outreach events as well. Lastly, partnering with Chicago Public Schools and universities for a pilot program and working with a diverse group of students from various wards and economic backgrounds while leveraging the enthusiasm of college students who frequently use public transportation. These strategies aim to maximize the impact of Transit and Perks. So you're probably wondering, how much will this all cost? To support the development of new software and alleviate the strain on the existing innovation department at the CTA, we are forming a new team that is dedicated to enhancing our ability to analyze, distribute, and respond to TAP-related data. This would cost about $850,000, along with the monthly expenditure of $5,000 for server and maintenance costs. Additionally, we will allocate a total marketing budget of $12,000, which includes $4,000 for QR codes and expenses for new marketing campaigns. Next, Jake will talk about offsetting costs.
It's challenging to put a dollar value to experiential benefits, but we see clear communications and an effective reporting tool as the key to safer, more frequent rides. Say we saw a 20% increase in ridership due to app appeal and customer retention. That translates to upwards of $8 million in benefits per month. We took a conservative approach here, but when the app does its job well, we'll know. Altogether, benefits from increased ridership alongside savings from dissuaded fare evaders or other behaviors could benefit the CTA between $5 and $10 million a year at a minimum. What's more, MIT recently published a study in conjunction with the Argonne National Lab and the CTA about the value of transit. There, they estimated about $13 of value flows into the community for every $1 transit investment, reflecting about a $13 million gain based on program costs. This is all without mentioning our direct partnerships with businesses. Having clear lines to support local partners whenever they need it will further all benefits by building clientele and getting customers from home to dinner in just a tap. Of course, we need to evaluate our impact. And to do that, we're taking a three-pronged approach by focusing on data collection and out. First, we plan to target internal responses by answering questions like, how is the agency tackling these issues? Or are certain submissions falling by the wayside and others receiving quicker responses? Then we're tracking customer engagement by reviewing what modules customers interact with to develop new features or pivot. We're watching every aspect of use to ensure riders are engaged and using the application regularly. Finally, we're going to involve community members through focus groups and ambassadorships within those communities to help further our approach to transit success and accessibility. All of this comes together by taking an open source approach, allowing anyone adopting the application to pick and choose the modules they find valuable or develop their own. This approach is complemented by building marketing materials to help others adopting this technology adapt. We'll also be providing updates as the application develops so the platform is universally usable. Next, Cameron will break down our SWOT analysis.
To further contextualize, we took a detailed look at all the opportunities and challenges awaiting TAP. Major topics we focused on were accessibility, reducing intrusiveness, allowing the app to synergize with any kind of lifestyle, and the adaptability of TAP. We contrasted that with internal pushback and adoption within the agency, developing the capacity to support TAP. Still, we saw benefits to continue driving development, like adopting youth to support the application throughout its life cycle and building community partnerships. We know this will take time to build trust in the public eye, so we're going to move step by step with community members to make sure things get done right for everyone. Now I'll let Matthew wrap it up.
CTA Transit Perks represents an answer to re-envision how public transit is used by riders and how the agency will engage with them. It takes all of us together to maintain a healthy public transit system, and TAP seeks to build that community, a community where it is normal to engage the CTA by voicing your observations in the Rate My Ride and keeping our buses and trains safer and cleaner through the use of the reporting tools and chatbot. TAP modernizes how people view the CTA by allowing them to be rewarded the more they ride. And with a strong focus on working with our community, small business and local Chicago events, both big and small, CTA TAP is a step toward a more connected Chicago. Ride smart and earn more, that's CTA Transit Perks. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Team CTA. That was a great pitch presentation. I will now be handing it over to the chair of our national judges, Mr. Andrew Brennan, and I will also reset the timer to 15 minutes. Mr. Andrew, the floor is yours. Oh, you're also on mute right now, sorry.
Thank you very much, Isaiah. Great work, you guys. This is really very good, incredibly interesting. I'm Andrew Brennan. I'm a vice president at HNTB. We're a national transportation development firm. We do work all over the country, including a lot of work for CTA. I have a question. I'm going to ask. We're each going to ask questions. I think I'm going to take one, and then next I'm going to go pass it over to Deborah, and we'll go around all the judges. I have a question about the interface of the app, and the interface, I mean, in two directions. Interface with your engineering and maintenance or whatever you would call them, and then interface back with the customers. For example, if I saw graffiti, in a station, I would report that. How would that information connect over to engineering and maintenance, and how would it get into their work order, their queue, or whatever to get the work done? And then secondly, how would I know at the end of the day, at the end of the process, how would I find out what happened and how it got resolved?
Sure, that's an excellent question. So as it comes, the workflow, assessing problems, getting the problems or issues that are being reported to the people that need to see them, and then getting it back to the customer to know that that's been answered is something that we spent a fair bit of time thinking about. Initially, the system will use existing models that help categorize these incidents and push those toward the departments they're relevant for. If operator intervention, for example, through our control center is required for some, and there will be systems to flag whether there's uncertainty within a categorization to assessing what department to send that incident to, then we can handle that internally. But for the most part, the hope is to automate this using models, getting it to the maintenance system, and then once a work order is created by a recipient, potentially a hire within bus maintenance to handle graffiti on a bus or rail, then that work order would be read by our system and feedback will be sent to the customer, assuming they provide their information. The provision of that information is fully optional, which is something that we're kind of highlighting here too, is there will be that feedback loop where they know what's happening. And once it's resolved, there is some consideration, at least within our team, to pursue confirmation of resolution with the initial reporter. Whether that is or isn't the case is currently indeterminate.
Okay. All right. That's great. Thank you very much. So Devra, you want to take it from there?
Sure. Clearly your presentation was very good. It was well thought out. You put a lot of time into it. So mine's more of a general question. I just want to know, and it could be one of you that answers, a few of you that answers this. What do you think you learned by going through this challenge? It could be connection with your teammates, yourself.
I wouldn't say exactly with our team. I think our team really gelled well together. Considering a lot of us, like, we've never really worked together outside of this project. But I think one thing that we've learned while doing this project is that reward systems are a lot of private sector things. So when you think of people like McDonald's, like, innovative, but the way that CTA is doing it, the way that we're bringing it into transit is innovative. We saw a lot of other transit agencies didn't have it, and then the ones that did had a reward system isn't exactly what we're implementing. Their reward system is based on like price capping, where ours is like based on bringing in our local businesses and like people around Chicago to make the rewards program happen. So I think that's something that is just unique about it that we decided to come up with.
I can also kind of add something to the question. You could kind of ask, like, what was this process and how we engaged with it. I'm coming from the infrastructure department, and so I think this was an opportunity for me to step out of my comfort zone a little, and it was really cool to be able to see the different sections of CTA that I don't usually get to interact with, and it's really been able to deepen my understanding of how each piece interacts with each other, especially from the administrative level. So I thought that was really helpful to broaden my understanding based on outside just the department I usually work in. I think everybody kind of feels the same way, getting to learn a lot about places that they don't work every day.
Absolutely. I mean, another aspect is that it touches on this application and anything that we worked on here, the breadth of transit, and that's something that Aya is pushing and talks about in terms of infrastructure is who you have to involve, what are you considering? How do you build relationships with businesses to have direct partnerships with them, and what relationships already exist? The interconnectedness of transit beyond just moving people from A to B, but all these subsectors within it. And then the measurement of that too. The scope is grand, and it's why it's called a network.
All right, great, thanks. How about next, Taylor? Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I was about to jump in, so I'm glad you called on me. I love the diversity of jobs and careers in our organization, in our industry. It's one of the reasons that I chose a career here. I started as a bus operator and ended up in data. So I love keeping people in our industry. I'm like, if you want a different career, you can stay in it. So I love that you touched on that. I was curious about how the partnerships with the local companies and businesses were working. Like, is it an even trade? Is money being exchanged in either direction? And are we giving them any guidance on like what types of rewards, like what price point or value the reward should be? Like what goes into that? I'm very curious.
Yeah, so I can take on that question. So we'll partner with restaurants and organizations on a rolling basis. How we plan to do is that organizations like restaurants will gain a lot by having their restaurant and organizations, their services advertised on our platform. Millions of people ride CTA, and so that's what they gain out of it. So it's similar to maybe something like Groupon, where they'll put their proposed discount, and we'll take a look at it for example, let's say one restaurant saying we'll give your riders 20% off if they redeem it that way. And how we want to do is that during the plan of finding local businesses, we're really focused on businesses around transit. So that's kind of the idea.
Great. I also want to add that it is like based on a rolling basis application. So any business or like can apply for it, and then if like it aligns with it, then we would accept them, you know. But yeah.
Great. Okay, Terry, do you have any questions?
You guys did a phenomenal job. First of all, I want to tell you that. Very innovative. I had a couple questions, but I don't know which one I want to choose. So let me just ask. You already have a system currently, correct? That you're already using. And where I'm going is what you're implementing now or suggesting. Can that be integrated into your current system, or will this be something totally separate?
Yes. We see this as a coalescence of the different systems, because obviously there's the internal reporting from within the control center and any other systems that we have operators reporting. There's 311 and now a chatbot on the CTA site that's recording these incidents. Our goal is to create an integrated reporting system that touches on that, reaches the folks that it needs to. So if incidents are 311 related or are considered as such, can be directed from there. But this is the ingestion point for tackling all of that assessment and assignment of responsibility.
Thank you.
Can I just add a piece of question on the user side? Your card in Chicago, it's the Ventura card, is that right? Is this aligned with that? So every time I tap my Ventura card, it's automatically tracking my ride and putting points into the tap system? Is that the way it's set up to work? It's not, I don't do it twice, correct?
No, you don't. We would align them together. And then if you created an account with our tap system, then it would link your account with your Ventura account if you have the same email.
That's exactly right. Great, thank you. Okay, and then lastly, how about Michael? Any questions?
No, just I want to comment that it was a great presentation, Chicago Transit Authority. Kudos to you guys. Again, I'm kind of in line with Taylor. My question centered around the rewards program. My question, a lot of the answers, I've got a lot of answers from you guys regarding your point system and the accumulation. How do you go about obtaining program participants, and then the redemption of those points and expiration? How do you track that? And I guess all that through the Ventura card.
Yeah, thank you for your question. So in terms of the expiration points, we kind of deliberate whether we want to set like a 1-year expiration from the day you earned a point. From a year from now, maybe it expires, so that we incentivize people to use the points. But another point that was made is, like, for example, if you're a visitor to Chicago, you might come to Chicago at different times, and so we're deliberating whether we should keep like a 1-year expiration on the points, or letting users keep their points forever for whenever they come back to Chicago and redeem them and such.
And then I can kind of clarify a little bit. I know one thing we spoke about was the difference between TAP and Ventura, because Ventura is a service that's operated by a contractor for us. So it's a little bit complicated to integrate internal tools with Ventura sometimes. So we would have our own team that would be working on TAP as a CTA service, and it would be linked with Ventura, but they're not necessarily the same service.
Okay.
So that is one thing that would be a little bit complicated for us to address. But that's why we would be dedicating a set of individuals outside of our existing CTA innovation department.
Right.
And another thing to add, if you were to purchase a physical pass at, let's say, a CTA station, we're thinking of putting like a QR code or some sort of code that you can redeem later in the app when you sign up to get the points that you got buying the passes.
So it doesn't require an initial connection to a Ventura card, but if you were to buy any physical fare products for family members or for yourself, you could connect that back to your account or to another family member's account with some level of validation to ensure I'm not just picking fair passes off the ground to get extra points. But there are levels to it that allow you to interact in real time and after the fact too.
Okay, good, great. Okay, did I get all of the judges?
It looks like Taylor raised their hand.
Oh, Taylor, you have a hand? Great, I was going to say.
I did if we had time.
You did.
I had a follow-up question kind of that ties into the last conversation of like the technical aspect. If you have a team, would that team then be able to like partner with a call center? My question is centered really around those who don't have smartphone devices. I think having it linked to a MetroCard is great, because then those people, you know, can still have the physical card. But if they were to call in and and say, you know, there's an issue at this bus stop and report, could they collect points that way through a call center?
Yeah, we explored options like that, having physical punch cards or tickets where you could integrate with this. It isn't something we have a direct answer for at this moment, but accessibility in that regard was something that we tried to approach. Partially why this is a web application and not necessarily a native mobile app, but something that you could bring and get to from the library. Of course, that doesn't answer the question of convenience on the spot with a phone call, but systems could be built to answer some of those questions, especially with where machine translation or not necessarily machine translation, but voice to text could create incidents in a system if that's a way that we wanted to approach it. Just not necessarily something that we have the groundwork laid for it now.
So we have a little less than a minute. Does any other judge have a quick question to follow up on? No? Okay. And then we'll turn it back to Isaiah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, national judges, for the great Q&A session. CTA team, you guys now have a quick minute to deliver any final closing remarks or any final takeaways you want the national judges to have from your presentation. And then after that, Dr. Scott will close us out. So Team CTA, I hand the floor back over to you.
Yeah, thank you all again for this opportunity to present our Transit and Perks TAP reward system to you all. As a mentor, I just want to commend this team on all of the work that they have done. I really feel like they have put strategic minds to the heart of the community and diversity, and that really showed in their effort and the work that they put into this project. They have worked with our customer service department, our HR engagement department, the control center, the maintenance department, diversity team, the safety team, performance management. And so they've done a lot of work with this to really connect riders, operators, to really give them rewards, to connect small businesses. They thought about the projects that CTA has coming up, our Red Line Extension project. And that really, this program will really help us to market those businesses that are right along those routes and bring the whole community into what we're doing here at the CTA. So thank you all, and thank you all, team, for the great work that you all have done.
Thank you, CTA. And then Dr. Scott, you're on mute right now. Take us home.
Okay, take me off of mute. I will tell you, absolutely awesome. There was a lot of, you had the technological side of it, but also that bigger, I think, as you notice, strategic thinking. I heard things. We talk about worker voice, but you were talking about customer voice and system health indicators and the direct connection to safety and cleanliness. I used to always say cleanliness is next to godliness. Okay. And I'm saying, and that kind of stuff like that. So it's just that it on numerous levels. Okay. Extremely, extremely well done. So it's just really, thank you so much. You have done an awesome job. Thank you. Okay, take care. Thank you, and go and enjoy what you have left of the day.
Awesome. All right, take care, everyone. And Team CTA, we will see you guys at the awards ceremony.
Brian, Rovan, and Veronica, thank you. And please, I'll be sending a note to Dorval, but you have represented the CTA very well today. Thank you, team. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.